Hi guys, welcome to tonight's flight over on the channel as we are here in Istanbul and we're going to be doing a flight to Antalya, the connecting flight. Flight time is going to be around an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to be departing from runway 35 left, which is just next to us, or we can take 35 right, either one. We'll be arriving down on 18 left for the ILS centre. And flight level is going to be 350. So should be a nice day out in Turkey. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, leave your comments down below. And now we can get inside, start the aircraft up and blast out of here. So we're in 737-800 now, so what we do is put our battery on and guarded, standby power is guarded and ground power is on. Switch on the ground power, we'll get our panel lights all set up and ready to go. We can align the IRS and get that all set. As we've got that onto the quicker line to get things all done quick. We'll arm the emergency lights, put on our seatbelts, which can go on. And we'll get on the trimmer, get our packs on. Flight level is going to be 350. Which is set. Landing elevation down in Antalya is 172, so I'll just leave that 150, or round to the nearest hundreds, put it at 200. After that we'll go in to the FMC, turn on our panel lights over on here, Rendezvous, and then we've got the Uniform Tango 35, which is going to take us to Babsa. Then from Babsa we're taking the Babsa 1 Delta, which will show you guys pretty quick, which is going to be right here. So we're going to come all the way up from Babsa. Okay, so we're down now Perth now. We can go and get all of our weights, etc. So we'll go and look at our payload. 67.6 for our zero fuel weight, 75.9 with the fuel, got 8.3, we're going to use 6.1 for our fuel today, and we've got a 2.3, 2.2 on the reserves. For our cost index today, we're going to be using cost index 54. Got flight level of 350. We'll get the ISA for that. So on that 350 is minus 49, which is set, and we've got 220 at 048. We'll sort out that message when we get closer to the airport. Probably won't run it down on VNav all the way, as we'll use the charts. So that's all good there. We'll go in and get our takeoffs. So we'll use full takeoff. We'll go to climb 1 for our flap settings. Flaps 5, 148, 149 and 156 for V2. So 156. We can arm the flight directors now. Get the ATIS up so we can put that in as well. And then once that comes back, we'll set up the QNHs. QNH is 1014, which is set. Got everything over here now, so we'll get the APU started, so we can now get out of here. So we'll put the yaw dampers on now and get the window heats on. We'll stick on the probes just before we do go. We can put the APU bleed on when that does initiate, and put on our anti-collisions as we are going to get ready to go. Leaving the runway, we're going to be leaving the runway on a heading of 354. Okay, which is set. and also set as well. So flight directors are on, the altimeters are set, so just wait for the APU to come back around and then we'll get the aircraft all ready for our engine start. So put engines to both, we'll switch over the buses, go to APU gen, we'll get on all of our pumps. We've got the isolation valve which is open, the APU bleed is on, we'll start turning on our electrics and we'll get the aircraft all ready. So we'll go ahead and call the tug and then we can push back out onto the taxiway. It's driving up now, so we'll put the auto brake to RTO, got everything here all ready for our engine start. And we've got our before takeoff and checklist as well, which should be all good. Lovely new feature that we've got on the displays here. We can have a look at the camera and we can flick through all of the cycles, which is really good. So that's a really nice feature that's on the new update for the Zebo. So we'll take that off. As the tug now comes, he's going to lift us up and then we can get on. So we'll have a look at our taxi. So we'll come out onto Echo 6.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
So he's ready to connect, so we'll disconnect everything now. Stairs are already closed. So we're going to leave Echo 6 and then once we leave Echo 6 we'll then go down Echo onto Delta 3, Delta 4 sorry. Okay, so once we leave, we're going to leave Echo 6, we'll make a right turn, turn left at the Charlie 1 Bravo and the Charlie 1 Alpha hold, and then we'll turn onto 35 right and get ready to go. So everything's all set.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so release parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you very much. So what we'll do is we'll go for engine number 2. So we'll see here now, we've got our N2 which is increasing, start valves open, wait for the oil pressure to come to life and start increasing also, and once we get to 25% on N2 then we'll introduce fuel and we'll let the aircraft's EGT tell us that the aircraft's engine has alighted. So there's 25, there's fuel, EGT is coming to life. This tells us now that the engine has started. Okay, so engine number 2 now has come to life, so we'll go for engine number 1. So as you can see, start valve for engine number 1 is open, N2 is now increasing. Oil pressure will come to life. Wait for 25% and then we'll introduce fuel. Okay, so we'll introduce fuel. EGT will now increase along with the oil pressure, and that will tell us that engine number 1 is now alive. So to do all that, we can do our cargo test. We can't do the TCAS, so we go do our GP. And we'll drop our flaps 5.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so we'll do our systems check. So we go full left, full right, full forward, full backwards, rudder left and rudder right, which is all set and checked. So we are ready now to come out. And you see we're right here, so we'll come out onto the Echo 6, stream straight up and turn a left onto the Charlie 1 Alpha. Okay, so we're all ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll switch over the buses, get over to the Gen 1. We can turn our probe heats on now. We'll introduce the packs back. We'll let the isolation valve to auto. The APU bleed can go off with the APU. Turn on our taxi lights. We'll get the logos on. Tell the crew that we are getting ready to go. With that all said, now we can actually taxi out to runway 35 right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Help us get to that 2,000 subscribers. So auto brake is set to RTO. Flaps are down 5. We'll release the brake now and we'll introduce power. Okay. And as you can see there, so we're going to basically turn left now onto the Echo 6 basically, and then we'll take that straight right. And then once from there we'll take the Charlie 1 Alpha. Could be a lovely day for flying, but it's not too bad. And here is our Charlie turn. So make our left here now. And here we are at the start of 35 right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tell the cabin that we are ready, as we will cross over. Crossing over the hold now. Turn on our strobes, get our wing and wheel well, get the runway turn-offs and our landing lights on. Taxis can go off, and we'll tell the cabin to prepare for takeoff. Okay, cabin is secured. So we'll line up now. On to 35. Okay, so we're practically all ready to go. We've got our landing lights on. We'll give a little roll. And just before we do go, I'm going to get our trim quickly, as we are on the heavy side. So, say we line up and wait. And get our trim and everything there. So, 23.2. Which is a 550 on the trim. Okay, which is set. So now we are all ready to go. So we'll release the brakes, go up to 40%, straighten the aircraft up, and toga. Where the throttles are getting a little bit loose, it decided to go back down to its idle position. So we've got a little bit of wind hitting us from the left. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay, so we turn the gear off. And we turn the auto brake off as well. 400 checked. Wait for the throttles to reduce.
$1,000.
Okay, there we go. Flight director will start to come back. Now, one thing that I do want to try out whilst we are here is I'm going to put the CWS autopilot on. So basically what that'll do is we can move the aircraft now down and the aircraft will hold it there. As I say, it's a lazy way. So we go to flaps 1. You'll see what I mean in a second. So we'll just lower the aircraft now so we can pick up some speed. We'll wait for that right turn, which is going to come any minute now. And we'll go into that right turn. And what the aircraft will do is it will hold exactly where I put it. So flaps up now. So if I go into that right turn now, let go of the throttle, let go of the joystick completely, and the aircraft is holding the pitch and our bank exactly where it is, not touching the joystick or anything. The aircraft is holding it, and that is the CWS autopilot for you. So if I lean back a bit and then let go, the aircraft will hold there and trim out, so we can keep the right path. So coming through 3004, we'll start to edge back now as we come back around. So I thought I'd just try that out to see exactly what it was like.
1,000 to go.
Coming to 250 now, 1,000 to go. 45. So we'll say we've been cleared up to 350, which is set. So continuing on that right turn now. Coming down for 250. So if we hold our pitch right there, not touching the control column at all, and we are bang on for 250, we'll just increase our pitch a little and then hold it there. And you can hear the aircraft trimming out to hold it. So we'll just increase our bank just a little more and we'll hold it there. And as you can see, the aircraft will hold itself. So right now nobody's touching the controls as we fly through 6007. It's the lazy way, so we can just hold our climb out. So 250, just pitch up a little, so we hold that. And now what we can do is we'll switch back into the normal autopilot, and now the aircraft will take control back. So passing through 7,500 feet. If we go back and have a look at our charts, transition altitude is 12,000. Which is already set there, as we can see, which is all good. Passing through 8,008 now. So go down to after takeoff. Air conditioning and pressurization is set. Engine start switches, they are auto, but we should have them to continuous, which is also set. From there we've got the auto brake, which is off. Landing gear is up and off as checked. Flaps are up, no lights, and altimeters are set, ready to go to standard at 12,000. So passing 10, we'll turn our landing lights off with our runway turn-offs, and the wheel well. Tell the cabin now it's not too bad. So we climb up to our climb speed now. Okay, so we're on the 192. Passing through 11,500 feet now for our 350. We'll get to Roche at 233, where we'll climb all the way up to our 350 by the time we get to Dockhub. And if I show you the arrival now, we'll switch the Q&H's over to standard, and then I'll show you the arrival route for when we do come in. So once we come all the way down, basically we're going to follow it up past Roshu. There we go. So we're going to go past Roshu, past Ratvu, where we'll follow it all the way round, past our top of descent, just touching Tedco, and then as we come all the way down, we'll follow it around the bend, up and around onto a right turn to intercept the ILS at 3,000 feet. So that's the plan. As we now leave the airport, currently going to leave it now. Onto the 155, which is set. Now as we climb up through 17,000 feet, we're going to make that right turn after we leave to head towards Roche on the 094. So Rochelle will be on the 171. So we can change to 171 now, which is set. Passing through 17,009, admiring the lovely views outside. And we'll turn our auto bank to 30 degrees. So now we'll just wait until we get to 350. What we can do is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics now, guys, and join me when we come back for our top of descent, ready to come down for the ILS onto the 18 center down in Antalya for the flight of the night down in Turkey. Help us get to that 2K subscribers, and I'll see you when we get back. So, see you soon. Okay, welcome back to the flight deck, guys. Currently at 350 still, on our way to Dockhub. We are currently now, from our top of descent, 78 miles. When we come in for the ILS, it will be at 3,000 feet. And if we have a look at our charts, by the time we get to Babsa, max 250 and 11,000 by Alpha India 615, but we're going to basically cut short at the 616. So we'll take it down to 11 and then to 3. So we'll go down to 3,000. Send the descent as it's not going to let us descend just yet. And we've got our fasten seatbelts, which are set to on. 78 miles from our top of descent, and once we get past Unepi, which is practically our top of descent in 40 miles time, that is when we will start to come down, and then you can see it's pretty straightforward from there. As you can see, 11,000 above. 250 knots max by the time we get to Babsa, which is just in front. So I'll see you when we get to our top of descent. What we're going to do now is we'll start our descent just a little earlier as we come down. So we'll start leaving 3.5 and we'll monitor our altitude as we come down. So we'll come down at 11,000 feet per minute. 250 knots out Babsa. So we can continue letting the VNAV take control of the speed. We should have Babsa in at 250, which basically is right there, 250 below. So we'll put our engine starts to continuous. Go to our descent checklist. So pressurization is set, landing altitude is set, anti-ice is on, which we should have put on earlier. The approach briefing and fuel is discussed, and speed and altitude bugs checked and set. So everything's all good here. We're coming down at 1,000 feet per minute until we hit the vertical profile, and then we will follow on with the VNAV until we get down just around where we'll intercept the right turn for 18 center. So there's Babsa max 250 as we come down past IXEG 11,000 at the Alpha 615 or Alpha India 615, which you can see is right there on our turn to go left. And then once we take that left turn, we'll follow her up all the way until we get to the Alpha India 616, and then we've got the Alpha India 617. So from the 617 is where we're going to take the right turn to then intercept onto the ILS, which will be the 182. So it should be all good. Let's get the arrival up and we'll tune in Antalya. Okay, so we're 112 miles away from Antalya now as we make our descent, currently on the 154 heading, which is set. We'll go and get our 80s for Antalya. Send that off and wait for that to come back. Okay, so we are nearing to Babsa. So what we can do is put our speed to 250. As you see, it's a little rocky as we're coming down. So the aircraft will now start to descend. Now we're just capturing our speed. And now we'll start our descent down. Passing through 310. And we want to tell it. Okay. So the aircraft will now stay for 250. Keep it there at 250 until we get to Babsy. Tap the speed brakes just briefly. Okay, passing through 22,000. As we're coming down for 3, we'll keep her back at 11. And we'll also set our vertical speed to 2003. And we'll tell the aircraft everything's all set. 11,000 and above, and the vertical speed will be around 1200 feet. So for 11,000 above, where we make our left turn, if we just use the vertical bearing and our flight path angle, we're basically 12,050 is our what it's telling us. So if we go down to 1400, you'll see now flight path angle is decreasing as we need to catch the vertical bearing, which is basically where we will end up for 11,000 feet at our fix, which is right here. So if we put that down now to 1,200, you'll see our flight path angle decrease even more, and we will be right bang on center, as you can see, to get down for 11,000 where we want. As we descend down now, we can get everything all set up. We'll get our braking distances for the runway, so we can set our auto brake up. So flaps 30 should be good conditions, as the weather isn't looking too bad. Bit windy. Apart from that, 130 at 12. QNH 1014, which will temporarily just pre-arm. Okay, and we'll pre-arm over on this side. 1014. We should check 130 at 12 knots, scad at 3,000 view, and we've got good weather. So set the auto brake up now. We'll have a look at our advisory chart. So we've got good reported braking action. Let's go have a look at the runway down in Antalya. Okay, so there's 18 centre, going to be coming on the 182. 2,990 meters. Okay. So we'll take a auto brake number 3, which is set. Coming in on the 180. And we should have a headwind, so we'll knock off 70 meters for that. Wind adjacent per 10. We've got 12, so we'll take 70 meters off of that, which will give us on our max 3. That'll give us around a 1548. So we're now just going to deviate off. And to the 160 or the 168 once we leave here, which is all set as we get ready to come down into lovely. So we're on a 158, 11,000 up, so we're going to take it down to our 3,000, which will get us just on point for when we do leave. So we've passed Babson now, we're at 250. And we can now increase our descent rate, open up our speed brakes, and we should just be on point. So I'll show you guys the route quickly before we do come in. You can practically see we're going to come down, do that left turn, follow her up, just do a swift left to a right, and then intercept on the 182 for runway 18 center. So it's fairly straightforward. We're practically right there, and we should be here on the charts now if we have a look. And there we are now into the Babson arrival 250 max, which we are. We're going on to the 163. Courses will set to the 182, which is set. There's our real-time weather being set as well. 182, which is set. Go in and get the ILS frequency now, 10870. Okay, which will set in. So there's us now turning right onto the 163. ILSs are set now. We've got the 182, which is also set in on our courses, which is all good. So 182 on the 182, and we're currently now going on to the 168. So have a little look now. We can see now, so we'll lower our rate of descent up. There we go. Lower to 1003, passing through 16,008. We'll be able to descend a little bit quicker once we get down near 10,000, because we'll slow the aircraft down. So as we currently get ready to come into Antalya, we're now currently on the star. As I said, we're going to basically come down, we're going to do a left, and then we'll follow her up to the Alpha India 617, where we're then going to come round to intercept for the ILS runway 16. Because if we follow it all the way up, it's going to go all the way up to there to then intercept, and that's going to take a little longer. So if we cut that out on the FMC, then we're all good to go. It's ready, 15,000. Get ready to come into the lovely Antalya. Keep it 250 until we get to Alpha 623, where it'll be 240. So if we allow the... Okay, so now we can start to lower our descent. As you can see, we are literally not too far away now. We'll come round and do that. Okay. Right. So they're just in flight. Okay. So we'll open up fully now, we'll come down to 230. As we slowly get ready to break through the clouds, slow down to 240 now. As we start coming down 11,006, so we'll turn off our anti-ice now. Okay, so currently at 11,000 feet now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow the aircraft to its flaps up speed. Okay, so currently passing through 9,006 as we come up, so we'll slow our rate of descent down to 1,004. Passing through 8,007 as we'll let the LNAV now kick in just to take us onto that left turn, and then we're going to back off and leave. And we'll use our hidden select then to intercept. Okay, as we currently get ready to come into Antalya. Come down to a flaps 1. Go to a flaps 5. Get the aircraft nice and slow for us to intercept. Okay, so we'll lock the speed brakes out. And we'll get them back to armed. Now we'll drop our flaps 5. As we kill a bit of speed now, so we make that 3,000 to intercept. .180 on the flaps 5, so it wants the 181, we're going to take the 182. So we've got our ILS course frequency, which is a 10870. We're going to do a flaps 30, 156. So we'll change that now, 181, which is set. We've got auto brake number 3. Currently slowing down now to 180. And we'll now take that left, turn backtrack around onto the 181. Auto brake set number 3, so we'll do our approach. We've got the altimeters which are set at 1014, which is set. We've got our anti-ice which is off, approach has been briefed, altitude and instruments are set and checked, approach aids checked, and we've got the ILS which is the 10870, which is cross-checked on either side, and the 181 courses on both first officers and myself. Okay. So drop a flaps 10. There's our 180, which is set. Go for auto brake max, and under 10 now. Get our landing lights on, wings, taxis and wheel well, and tell the cabin to get ready.
$1,000 to go.
Check. Okay, so we're near our 3,000 feet to intercept. Currently on the 131. Level off at 3,000 as we are all set now. Okay, altitude acquired. Can now go ahead and arm the approach. Level off at 3,000 feet. And speed brakes are armed. So we're just going to wait now for the localizer, where we'll then turn on to the 181. So everything's all set. Also brake is max. Q&H to 1014, which are cross-checked on either side. Got our speed brake, which is armed, as we now currently go now onto the 181. 11 miles away from the airport. Okay, so there's a VOR lock, and the glide slope is armed. Okay, so lining up now on the single channel. Got the glide slope, which is now active. So we'll go flaps 15, gear down. Okay, glide slope is now set and localizer is locked. Coming down on single channel now. We've got our flaps at 15 as we get ready to come in. And if we have a look on our arrival very quickly, we can see we need to be coming round for around 800 feet per minute, as we're going to be coming in 156 to 160. So go flaps 30, 156, there's our 161. So landing lights are on and checked, cabin has been briefed. So, as we are now down to our flaps 30 and the aircraft is stabilized, what I'm going to do is disconnect the autopilot and we'll disconnect the auto throttle, and now I have control of the aircraft. Okay, so bring her in now, as we are coming in pretty fast, so we're going to be coming down pretty quick as well. We need to get for the 800 foot. We'll get just under that so we can get the glide slope to come back on us. So keeping her around that 800 feet per minute. You can see the winds coming in from the left. Keeping it nice and stable. Flaps are set, auto brake is max, gear is down 3 green, and speed brake is armed. Landing checklist is complete, and we are clear to land. As you see, the wind doesn't like us. Still nice, 2 red, 2 white. Keeping it nice and stable now. .800 feet per minute. Okay, speed brakes are up. And reverses are normal. Okay, we let the brakes off. Reversers can come back in. And we'll now get ready to vacate the runway. Okay, and there we go. Now get the aircraft all configured. Ready to come back in. Get the APU started as well. And here we are down in Antalya. So now it's time for our landing cinematics. One thing I did forget is I forgot to set our barrel up, which is like the first time in forever. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Helps get to that 2K goal. And here is the landing cinematics for Pegasus for runway 18 center on the ILS down in Antalya. So I'll see you when we get back. And there we are, guys, down in Antalya for the flight of the evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and help us reach that 2,000 subscriber goal. And I'll see you all next time on the channel for the next available flight. So take care for now, guys. Bye bye.